the same sun, wanting peace and love and freedom. Every tongue and tribe and nation.
All right, well now we are here with, our festival organizer, Mark Hildebrand. Now, Mark, what made you decide to start this music festival?
Oh, well, basically as just an avenue to play some music. But after we got going in the planning of it, we just thought this is a great opportunity to invite our neighbors and our friends and family and just have a really great time and maybe have another band there as well. So the first year we only had 2 bands. There's about 90 people there. And
now it's expanded a little bit every year.
Yeah, it's gotten bigger every year.
That's the way they often go.
Yeah. Last year there was a bit of rain, so it wasn't quite as grown as much as we wanted, but yeah.
Excellent. Now you, are a guitar player, a phenomenal guitar player from what I've heard, and you really kind of settled in on a lot of those blues master players. Really grabbed your attention. Who was it that really influenced your playing?
When I was growing up, my cousin introduced me to a guy named Larry Norman, and I learned every single song I could figure out of his. And then I got into other things. I found out the roots of the blues, and I got into guys like Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf, Robert Johnson, and even Son House, and the old guys. And I always tell my students, if you really want to learn something good, go to your favorite artist's favorite artist and keep going backwards.
That's an amazing thing, because I know in any journey of discovering music, I mean, growing up in the 80s, I was a big hair band guy. I was into all that stuff. But then I started thinking, who were their favorites? And that's when I went back and discovered the Beatles, the Stones, the Doors, and Zeppelin, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just how amazing that was. And then, who were their heroes? And then that's what got me to the blues stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's some just amazing players and just heart and soul in the music, right?
Yeah, and I mean the blues started out about the same time that recorded music started out, and so that's sort of that's about as far back as you can go, unless you go just with sheet music. But
Now, Robert Johnson, did he sell his soul to the devil?
You can think that.
It's a great folklore.
Oh, it's a great story.
It's a great story. Now you call yourself kind of you don't really subscribe to a genre. You say you're kind of a creator of all music. So is this something you sit down and go, well, this isn't a blues song, this is more of a folk song, or this song's got a little more rock edge? Like, is that you don't really, when you sit down to create music, you obviously don't have anything in mind. It just what comes out of you.
Yeah, it comes out. If I'm having trouble with, like when you're in the middle of it and you're kind of having trouble wrapping it up, I often think, well, it's sort of sounding this way, what would this guy do? And then not that I would copy anybody, but I'll maybe push it in a certain direction if I feel that way. But yeah, most of the time the songs have their own personalities and life.
Well, and sometimes that's the most interesting music, if you can't really say
Yeah.
what genre it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find more and more people now, they say they're this or that genre, and you listen to them and you go, well, I don't know, I don't think they are. So
There's a great album a few years back with Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. You cannot say what genre that album is.
that is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, right. It's
Raising Sand.
Raising
Yeah.
Sand's an
Yeah.
amazing album,
Yeah.
and you cannot.
I listened to that
Pigeon
over and over and over again when I got it.
Yeah, and the voices together.
Yeah,
Just
it's
amazing.
beautiful.
So now, as a guitar teacher, it must be great to see kids that aren't on screens coming in and go, I want to learn how to play.
Yeah.
Now, when you get a kid and goes, I want to learn to play because I want to play music like this, that, whatever else, it must be really inspiring. So then how do you keep them inspired? Because learning to play guitar is not an easy task.
No, it's not. And the last thing a kid wants to hear is that it's going to take a lot of work. But I just get them inspired by finding out who their favorite band is, or if they don't listen to anything. Because sometimes I get a kid and I don't really listen to music. Well, what do your parents listen to? Because there's not really that gap between parents and kids that there used to be. And I teach them something that they've heard before.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guitar-driven music out there for the kids unless they're going back and kind of rediscovering what their parents listened to.
Yeah, and when they finally do start learning, I find most of my students really go back to the classic stuff that you and I were listening to in the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah, a lot of kids that are really into Black Sabbath and Zeppelin and all this stuff that are like 16, 17 years old, you see them wearing shirts around
Yeah,
town.
it's surprising, yeah. It's cool, too.
But you have to tell them you're not going to be Jimmy Page tomorrow.
I don't tell them that, but yeah.
But have you had kids come in going, wow, this kid's got a lot of natural talent?
Yeah, I've had some kids. I have about 3 or 4 of those students like that right now, and it's so hard to keep them focused because they want to take everything they possibly can.
Because, yeah, they want to be the next, The good thing is that it means kids want to start bands. They want to get playing because there's just not a lot of bands out there anymore.
No, there's not.
So-
And the internet has been great for music. It's also been not as kind as you would have thought it would have been.
No, the music's out there, but it's not inspiring the kids to pick up the instruments
Yeah.
like you hope it would. This festival is such a great idea, but I wonder, what does Same Sun mean to you? The name of that part of the name really jumps out at me. What does it mean to you?
Well, about 8 or 9 years ago, I woke up in the morning, and I had this song going through my head, the chorus of the song "Same Sun," and I thought, this has happened once before. I woke up and it went. So I kept myself sleeping. I don't know if that's possible, but I did. I kept myself sleeping, and I worked on it in my half sleep. And I got up, I went to my guitar, and penned it out. And what it means to me is that inclusivity that we have to have in this world, or else things just fall apart. Or we end up being like, some of the people that talk on the internet. They have their tribe, and they're arguing against people that have their tribe. And we need to put all that aside and get together and love each other. And we need to include each other in everything we do.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and I know people are looking forward to seeing you on the stage. If they want more information about you and where to find your music and stuff like that, what do they got to do?
You can go to my personal Facebook page. I also have markhildebrandmusic.com, my website. And if they want to listen to some really great music, they can come to Same Sun Summer Jam on the 17th of August.
Good call. Thanks.
Thank you.
Every tongue and tribe and nation.